Warriors NRL fanatics here, back today with a video, and I'm going to get into my NRL tips for round 11. It all kicks off tonight, Thursday the 20th of May. It's the North Queensland Cowboys versus the Newcastle Knights at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. Now, for the Cowboys, last week they're coming off a loss to the Sydney Roosters. I thought they played very, very well, actually. I thought they played very well despite the result. As for the Newcastle Knights, very poor performance against the West Tigers, blown off the field. They didn't aim up against the West Tigers in that game, and they also did not have Kalyn Ponga. They did not have Mitchell Pearce, but in the end, still no excuses for Newcastle. They really should have done a lot better. And at the start of the week, I did tip Newcastle, but that was before I knew Kalyn Ponga was ruled out. So, the Cowboys, despite their result against the Sydney Roosters, I believe they're the better team in form at the moment. Newcastle, they've been very, very inconsistent. So I'm going to tip the Cowboys here at home in Townsville by 12 points. My anytime try scorers I've gone with Kyle Feldt, Murray Taulagi, and Scott Drinkwater. Now the next game is on a Friday the 21st of May. It's tomorrow night. It's the first of two games. It's the Warriors versus the West Tigers at Central Coast Stadium. Now, for the New Zealand Warriors last week, very poor performance against the Parramatta Eels. The second half was a better showing, but they left it too late. Too many points on the board conceded early, and the Warriors are going to have to aim up and improve their defence this week because, if they want to be a finals team at the end of the season, that's what they need to be doing. As for the West Tigers, great confidence for them last week, beating the Newcastle Knights up there in Brisbane. They will want to go back-to-back. They'll want to get back-to-back wins. It's something they probably lacked this season so far. The West Tigers, they've been 1 week, they have a good win. The next week, they have a bad loss. So this is another crucial game for the West Tigers, but it's also a crucial game for the Warriors. The Warriors need to get the points. The West Tigers need to get the points. I'm going to back the Warriors in here, back my team in. I'm going to say the Warriors to win 24 points to 16. Anytime try scorers I've gone with Adam Pompey, Ben Murdoch-Wasila, and Tohu Harris. Now the last game on Friday night sees the Cronulla Sharks versus St George Illawarra Dragons at Australia Jubilee Stadium. For the Cronulla Sharks, a very, very poor first half, but a good second half showing. They almost managed to come back and send that game against the Rabbitohs to possibly golden point, or they could have won it in regulation time. The Sharks, very, very close, but it was a good comeback for them despite a poor start. Now for St George Illawarra Dragons, very competitive against Melbourne, but in the second half, Melbourne ran over them. So I'm going to tip the Sharks here by 6 points. Anytime try scorers have gone with William Kennedy, Toby Rudolph, and Jack Williams. Now, the Saturday, the 22nd of May, sees the Gold Coast Titans versus the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs at Cbus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. Now, the Gold Coast Titans outclassed by the top of the table Penrith Panthers last week. The Bulldogs, it was a good second half showing for them after being down 16 points to nil against Canberra. They could have won that game. The Raiders had a player sent to Sinbin, but the Bulldogs didn't really make the most of it, and it was a missed opportunity for them to grab their second win of the season. So, it would not surprise me if the Bulldogs pull off an upset here, but I'm going to tip the Titans to bounce back from their result against Penrith. I'll go the Titans by 18 points. Anytime try scorers I've gone with AJ Brimson, Brian Kelly, and Esan Masters. Now, the second game on Super Saturday sees the Sydney Roosters versus the Brisbane Broncos. It's at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Now, for the Sydney Roosters, they did enough to beat the Cowboys last week. The Brisbane Broncos, they were very disappointing against Manly, and I don't see the Sydney Roosters losing this one. I've gone the Roosters by 28 points. Anytime try scorers I've gone with Daniel Tupou, Josh Morris, Matt Ikuvalu, and young gun 18-year-old Sam Walker. The last game on Super Saturday sees the Canberra Raiders versus the Melbourne Storm at GIO Stadium in Canberra. Now, the Canberra Raiders, you can say that, you know, the first half against the Bulldogs was very good, but the second half, they were very lucky to come away with that result. Very lucky, because they had a player sent to the bin. They really should have lost the Bulldogs, to be honest. I mean, the Raiders, they weren't convincing at all, and they haven't been convincing for so many weeks now and so many months now. I'm going to tip the Melbourne Storm, and, you know, you look at the players Melbourne have out, but I'm still going to tip them here. Melbourne should win this rather comfortably. They've been the better team this season, despite the players they have out, and I'm going to tip them by 14 points. Nico Hines for anytime try scorer, Remus Smith, and Josh Addo-Carr. Now, the Sunday, the 23rd of May, sees the South Sydney Rabbitohs versus the Penrith Panthers, and this, to me, is the game of the round. This will be the game of the round. Now, both teams, they're sitting high on the table at the moment. Penrith, as you guys know, unbeaten, yet to lose a game. They are 10 wins and no losses. The Rabbitohs sit in 4th spot on the ladder. What a huge game this is for both these teams. Now, this game has been played at Apex Oval in Dubbo, so yeah, what a game for the people of Dubbo to be able to watch both these teams in action. Both got classy players, great squads, and both in great form. So, you know, I'm going to tip the Penrith Panthers here. I found this very hard to tip, but I'm going to pick Penrith. Penrith by 2. I think Nathan Cleary will slot a 2-point field goal to edge Penrith to another win, for Penrith to go 11-0 to start the season. And my anytime try scorers, I've gone with Dylan Edwards, Charlie Staines, and Jerome Luai. Now, the last game on Sunday, and it's another cracking game. It's going to be a huge, huge game, this one. It's the Parramatta Eels versus the Manly Seagulls at Bankwest Stadium. Now, the Parramatta Eels, good win last week. Brad Arthur's son made his debut last week. The Manly Seagulls, at the moment, very much a confidence-boosting team right now. Look, this is another very hard game to call here. Very hard game to call. Manly, they've shown, you know, with Tommy Trbojevic, Daly Cherry Evans, at the moment, they're a hard team to, you know, stop right now, and lots of confidence for them at the moment. It's a huge word for Manly, and that's confidence. For Parramatta, they're sitting 2nd spot on the ladder, and they're yet to lose more than 1 game this year. So they've only lost 1 game, and, you know, that loss probably came around about a long, long time ago. So, look, it's at Bankwest Stadium. I know a lot of people will be picking the Eels here, but I'm going to tip an upset. You know, Manly just, right now, it's hard to see the Manly losing right now. And Parramatta, I know they're the top team and all that, but, you know, I think Manly, with the confidence on their side, I think Manly will edge this. I think they'll win this by 4 points. And my anytime try scorers, I've gone with Tommy Trbojevic, Jason Sabb, and Ruben Garrick. So, that is my NRL tips for round 11. Let me know your tips in the comment section below. Don't forget as well to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that like button on the video as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.